how come our parents didn't have to clear this much freaking karma?
It's worse for them because they're going to have to keep coming back. A lot of times I'll be like, you have inherited rejection from your mom. And they'll be like, my dad left my mom when she was still pregnant with me or whatever it is. Or it can be a rejection that it can go back 7 generations. Just like we inherit like you never met your great grandmother, but her nose is on your face, right? Mm-hmm. Like so is the betrayal she felt. Because what happens is they go, I was betrayed. I want to make sure my ancestors always know what this betrayal is so that they're ready for it. It's survival, right? So I'm going to send them this feeling of betrayal, so that they know they're going to take on my betrayal too. Or so that we can burn it for them. Like they want us to take on their karma. It's one of my favorite things to clear is when I'm like, betrayal from your mother. And then when I clear it from you, it's cleared from them automatically and from any offspring you might ever have, from your siblings. We're just clearing it from the line.
Trust flow, surrender, let go. Yeah. Trust flow, surrender, let go. I'm the one I've been waiting for. Trust flow, surrender, let go. Trust flow, surrender, let go. Trust flow, surrender, let go.
Welcome back to the Highest Self podcast. My name is Sahara Rose, and on this podcast, I love to talk about spirituality. I'm talking really dive deep, but make it modern, fun, grounded, and relatable so it can actually serve your needs. So if you're noticing the studio is a little bit more glamorous, a little bit more Sahara Rose, it's because I'm here in Dubai, where I moved more recently. Well, ended up moving many months before this comes out right now. And it has been, guys, like such an upgrade. The past few months, I have just hit deeper levels of queen frequency, channeling Nefertiti energy, being back in my ancestral homelands in the Middle East, just miles away from the south of Iran, where my mom's family is from, going back and forth to India. It has been like the greatest upgrade of my life. And one of the coolest parts is I am meeting the most incredible healers. So I know you're thinking, Dubai? Like I saw that show and it's not like that. I am meeting people. So basically, let's go back to last Thursday night. I was at a Mind Valley party in this like insane mansion, and I'm like going to like get some water, and this guy turns, he's like, Sahara, and I just like felt like I knew him from past life, like, you know, some past life shit. I'm like, hello. And we start diving in, which ends into him doing this full like healing session on me at the side of this party. We're the last ones there. And I'm just like, those kind of connections, like those are the people I like to bring on the podcast where I'm like, oh shit, like I'm learning and growing here. And these are the type of teachers that I like to bring on the podcast, because this isn't someone who just like randomly pitched themselves to me. Like this is someone that spirit's like, y'all need to align, because that's going to be an R vibration here on the podcast of people who just are doing revolutionary work. And I'm gonna be real, there's a lot of spiritual content out there, but the truth is you're not gonna manifest what you really desire if you have blocks that are holding you back. Because the truth is we're all worthy of everything in the world, the relationship, the money, the home, the friends, all of it. But why don't we have it? You know, and I can call myself out on this stuff too. Why aren't I in the relationship I deeply desire? Blocks. And so his work is to he has a gift of diving into blocks. And today we're going to break it down so we can see how we can actually apply this into our own lives. First, become clear of what those blocks are, where they showed up, what was the reference it created in our consciousness, and then how we can clear it, which, by the way, doesn't need to be this long, drawn-out process. And before we drop into this episode, be sure to hit subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast. That is the best way to stay up to date on the latest episodes. We've got this in video format, so if you're just hearing my voice, be sure to also watch our fabulous outfits on video as well on Spotify, YouTube, or the Apple Store. This is the best way to stay in the flow with future conversations and also allows the podcast to reach more people. So hit subscribe so I can keep vibing with you on all future episodes. Now let's get into this one. So he is a 4-time Emmy Award-winning journalist turned energy healer, spiritual teacher, and coach. So welcome Frank, aka Firas, here on the Highest Self podcast.
Thank you. Wow. As you're talking, I felt like I was talking. That's how like much I felt the unity.
The same person here. Past lives in Persia.
And you're right. I love how, because I'm usually in bed by like 10 p.m. And I love that I was at that party until like 1 a.m. They had shut down the lights. Like it was just the staff cleaning the house, and you and I are just sitting there on the couch.
Like, okay, 27 years old, rejection wound. Okay, we got it. Sometimes it'd be like that though.
Totally. And I love that you knew what they were. You're like, oh yeah, that rejection was this, and it ties back to that. And I'm like, wow. Like you've clearly done the work.
Trying.
And I love what you said about being here in Dubai in like the ancestral land, because I'm Lebanese. And yeah, there's something so beautiful about me going to a restaurant and just speaking directly like Arabic to the waiter. And then I'm like talking about, the food, explaining it to my friends so effortlessly. I grew up with this food. Like, it's just so, God, there's something beautiful,
I got off a plane,
right?
I got a fattoush salad with the perfect amount of lemon. I was like, what is this? And I read Arabic, so I'm like reading all the signs, and it's so incredible. So I feel a lot of our healing codes are coming online, in this new consciousness that we're in. So I want to talk about blocks. Let's like break this down. How do we start to know what our blocks are?
Yeah, that's so deep. That's the most important thing. There was a healer that I'm staying with his son right now at his house. He was the personal Ayurvedic doctor for the Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, and Mother Teresa, among others. He passed away in 2020. But he said, Frank, 97% of people don't know what they want. They don't even know what they're looking for. They don't know what the blocks are. So forget like learning how to clear them. 90% of people, 97%, he said, don't even know what the blocks are, right? And I think that's why like the work that I do is so special, because somebody will come for like, they're like, my eyesight is bad, I need surgery. And they're in their 50s, and I'll be like, at 22, you ended a relationship and moved out of the country, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, you're still holding on to all the wounds from leaving that fiance and moving to a country with no plan. We'll just clear around that, and suddenly their eye pressure will go from 25 to 13, and their surgery gets canceled. So sometimes the reason I say that is because sometimes people are like, okay, love life not working, let me look at love life. You might need to be looking at something that you never even thought was related, something completely different. Like I remember when I worked with you, I don't know how much you've shared with your audience.
Share it all.
Okay, I felt like it because I'm like, you're like
they
me.
They know about my boy problems. It's fine.
Projectors. I remember saying like, you're very analytical. It comes from your masculine side. Is your dad in like, is he analytical? Is he science? Yeah, and you said yes. And I didn't know that. And I think that there was something there that needed to be cleared in order for the relationships part to get fixed.
Because I was analyzing my relationships of like, is this the right person? I was writing pros and cons lists and overthinking everything rather than being in it, which came from this like self-protection mechanism that my dad taught me as a kid of like, the mantra that he would tell me is be rational, not emotional.
Whoa.
So since I was a kid, be rational, not emotional. Whoa. And so you're going through life, like emotions get you in trouble. Being rational, being logical is going to help you make the best decision. I was looking at relationships like that.
And there's something like to that where I'm kind of torn as you say that, because like,
there's a gift in that as well.
There is a gift in that too, right? Because I am clearing a lot of emotions that are stuck in people too, right? Because sometimes it's like that feeling of rejection needs to be cleared, but not to be swept under the rug. To be addressed and cleared.
Yeah, I think the thing is we take something that is part true, but then we make it the full truth.
Yeah.
And everything in life is divine duality, right? So it's like, let's say I was rejected by someone, I could have made a story of I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy, I'm not good enough, I'm this, or it could have just been like they got back together with their ex. It could have been anything, but now I've created an entire hypothesis, and it's interesting. Like I was finding myself even in like dating of like, let's say like, I don't know, we were talking about like dating apps and stuff, which I'm totally done with.
Yeah, same. But, like, I deleted Raya on my way here.
Oh my God. I'm like, I need deleting Raya for all of them. But it was this thing that I was finding that I would talk to people and they would like disappear. And then I'm like, oh, they probably Googled me. I'm probably too much for them. I'm too spiritual for them. I'm too big for them. My career's too big for them. Like, who knows? Maybe they just didn't check their phone. But my own program.
You created a whole narrative.
Which is, I'm too much. My career is too much based on past experiences.
Can I share a practical exercise for this?
Yes.
This is so perfect.
Yeah.
So there's something called mind reading, which is what you're doing there. Storytelling, fortune telling,
but we're spiritual. That's what we do.
Right?
I love
Different kind of
good
fortune
stories,
telling.
especially to myself.
See, the fortune telling that I like is like when I have a dream and then that dream comes true, right?
Yeah.
Like a dream when I'm sleeping. That's the kind of fortune telling that's spiritual, right?
Exactly.
But then there's the fortune telling where you're like, you expect something to go wrong, or you're projecting that someone is doing something that you didn't call and verify it, whether or not that's true, right? When that happens, there's a simple 3-step exercise. The first is just to, first of all, be aware that it's even happening. Right? Because sometimes when people are being so reactive, you don't even realize I'm jumping to conclusions right now. Oh, I'm mind reading. So actually, there's a good example of this. I was in Hawaii and I went scuba diving, and I'm terrified of sharks. I have an irrational fear of sharks, just the idea of even seeing one. So I'm swimming with these sea turtles, having the most incredible, blissful experience when suddenly my mind goes, hey, remember that part where sharks exist? And all of a sudden, I'm panicking under the ocean. I mean, I'm panicking. And I whip my head around and I'm expecting to see a shark torpedoing toward me. And I'm just imagining rows of teeth like headed for my throat, right? And there's nothing there. It's just me, these turtles, and an overactive imagination feeding me this Jaws sequel that nobody asked for. And so in those moments, what you do is you want to write down the thought. Because when you write it down and you're looking at it like, okay, I'm being ghosted because I'm too successful, you write it down. And seeing it on paper, actually, according to Harvard Med School, it engages a different part of your brain so that you can evaluate it more effectively. So all you're doing is catching it, writing it down. Third, look at the evidence. So is it true? Is it 100% true that you're being ghosted because you're too successful? Look at the evidence. You've dated guys before. You've had steady relationships. Yeah, being ghosted sucks, but it doesn't suddenly make it the end of the story. And spiritually, you could be being divinely protected, right? How many times have you like wanted something, it doesn't happen, and then years later, you're like, thank God that didn't happen. So just like, it's really just write it down or catch it, write it down, look at the evidence.
So how do we now take a step further and go into our subconscious blocks that we might not be picking up on?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like...
How do they start coming to you?
Yeah, I hate to be self-promoting, but it's like, come to someone like me. Because it really is. I mean, look, if you know what it is, you know what the block is. Like you've done the work. Like you're in an IS ceremony.
We can be vulnerable here and share one of mine because this was a game changer for me. Okay. You said that I had some sort of story running around being rejected. That I was putting it out for people to reject.
Oh, you were putting out the broadcast. I was putting out reject me.
Exactly.
Reject me. So
how did you pick up on that?
Yeah, we are like...
Guys, I was putting out a broadcast for guys that
reject me. And then you're like, why are people rejecting me? And you're broadcasting reject me.
But then I figured out why, and we'll go into it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
We're all like radio towers. We're walking around broadcasting positive and negative messages. So it could be because you're so high vibration that you're putting out so many good messages that one is not going out too far, but some people are picking it up. I always tell people, because by the end, sometimes they're like, first of all, they're like, I feel so much lighter after the session, but sometimes they're also like, God, did I really have that much? And I'm always reminding them there's so much good in there. I'm just not calling it out. So it seems like, oh, you're such a negative person. I'm only looking for negative things. So one of them was for you, reject me. So this like radio tower that you are subconsciously is putting out reject me. And it's obviously not going with friends, so I'm good with that. So, but then what happens, right?
So how did you pick up on that? Because I just want to figure out how you're doing
right?
this.
So for being claircognizant, cognizant, and which I only found out in Norway. I know you're friends with Derek as well, and I was invited to his wedding. I'm there. I'm literally on a train, on a boat, on a ship, and a guy goes, is it okay if I tell you something? Random guy. I said, yeah. He goes, you're claircognizant. Spirit wants you to know because you don't know what the word is. And I was like, oh my God, And he says, yeah, and you doubt yourself because you just know, you don't hear and you don't see, you're not clairvoyant,
audience, sentient.
Yeah, so they're like, so you kind of sometimes doubt yourself because you're like, how do I know this? But you just know, don't doubt it. So I'm always double checking everything with muscle testing. So you'll see people who are watching and not listening, they'll see I do this with my hands and I'm creating resistance.
And how do you, for people who don't know what muscle testing is, what does that mean?
Yeah, really incredible. I've been doing this since I was 18. The person I was living with at the time, my brother-in-law's brother, was massive in this. This guy's like insanely multi hundreds of $1 million industries that he's built, and he muscle tests everything. And so he started to teach me, and this is when I was 18. And what you're doing is basically, there's different ways. Like everybody has their own way of doing it. Some people put their arm up, pull it down. Some people use a finger and try to pull it down. I just basically create 2 rings and I create a resistance. So am I Sahara Rose? It goes weak. Am I Firas? Yeah. Am I Frank? Yes. Am I speaking to Sahara Rose? It goes strong. And some people doubt it. And once you've done it a few thousand times, you start to just immediately know the difference between, strong and weak. And so every single time I get something where I'm like, is this related to her dad? And I go like that. Yeah, it is. Is this related to an ex? Okay, it is. Like, is this related to mom? No. And it goes right. It goes weak, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So try it if you want.
Yeah. So am I on Highest Self podcast? Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
am I on the chair podcast? No.
Yeah, see, and it goes immediately. Like your body knows what's
'Cause it's
real
just
or not.
Funny, you know?
And the way that the way chiropractors do it is they'll like the more holistic ones, they'll put like a packet on let's say of sugar or of vitamin C or something. Maybe you can take, some people do this. They take all their herbs to their acupuncturist, right? Or to their chiropractor. They'll hold it and then they'll put their arm up and then the practitioner will push down. If your arm goes weak, don't take that supplement. If it goes, and these things can change. Maybe it's just like, don't take it now. You know, like you don't need to throw it out. Just don't take it now.
It's because the body can't lie. So basically you're just receiving the messages through your claircognizance, your first
and then I'll muscle test it.
And is it also your splenic projector?
I don't know.
I'm curious if
I can show you because I have my chart written down, but I don't understand all the details.
Yeah.
I know I'm a 3-5.
Okay.
And I know I'm a projector.
Okay, I wonder if you're splenic, which is very first instinct. I'm a splenic one as well.
Does it mean you're open spleen or no?
No, if you have an open spleen, then I don't think you're splenic.
I remember them
if
telling
you're
me something
splenic, it would
about
be
my
like
spleen.
cover. It would be like full. It's just another layer, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm very claircognizant as well. So it's a lot of like first things, but then I'll start to overthink it. And then it's like
Exactly.
that. And then also emotions and, lunar cycles and everything plays a role. I know you're very into astrology as well, which we'll get
As you were just saying that, I was thinking, God, you're so intuitive because you mentioned turquoise earlier. And I told you my meditation before coming here, I was surrounded by turquoise and white light.
Firuz in Farsi means turquoise. And then we were talking about that.
So wild.
Look, I think things are in the field, right? It's like, when you're having a conversation with someone and you really want to say something and you're like, is it weird if I just say that thing right now? I've learned to just say it. Or I just ask them, I'm like, do you know someone named Sabrina? Because that name just keeps coming up for me. Or, with you, I was seeing a lot of like your past lives. It's like a lot. And sometimes I'll say things and most of the time it's accurate because now I've learned. And sometimes it's not. And I'm just like, like I wonder why that came. And then like maybe later I'll figure it out.
Or maybe later they'll figure it out, by the way.
Exactly.
Because I've had clients where I'm like, at 55, you have had vulnerability, terror, and shock. What happened? And they're like, nothing. And I'm like, something happened at 55. I'll send you the recap. You think of it later. Like, I don't doubt myself at all anymore because I've done so many sessions. But in the beginning, I would have doubted. They'll message me 3 days later and be like, oh yeah, my mom died at 55. And I'm like, that's huge. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big thing.
So when it told you, what did it look like when you were talking to me and I was like, what's holding me back from love?
Yeah.
And you were like, you're broadcasting this rejection thing. That just came into your consciousness?
It just came to me. And that's why when I'm doing a session, I immediately write it down before I forget it because it comes for like a second. There's been times it's told me to tell people to take supplements I've never heard of. Like chicory once, I'd never heard of. Now I love chicory. I take it all the time. But I only know that because it told me subconsciously to tell this person I was talking to take chicory.
Yeah.
And I looked it up and it's like high in fiber and we were working on her constipation. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense why that would come up. But I have to immediately write it down. And I think it's important for people to know too, I'm not just telling you. I don't like go to psychics and stuff because I'm like, what's the point of just knowing about my past life? I want it cleared. So I'm also at the same time clearing it.
And how do you clear it?
With magnets. So it was interesting because I was a journalist for 12 years. And then I would always go to healers and they'd be like, you're a healer. And I'd be like, no, I'm not. I'm a journalist. I was so stubborn. I did not want to be a healer. Which, by the way, speaking of astrology, I was born under Hasta, the star, it means healing hands. And I literally use my hands to heal. And so in 1 month though, I met 3 healers who all use magnets, an African shaman, a Mormon in Utah, and a curandera in Mexico. In 1 month, I'm meeting all 3 of them. And all 3 of them were adamant that I learn how.
I just realized you're the second person I met this week that uses magnets.
Wow.
Is this my path?
Maybe that's your thing.
I'm literally never thought
And now
of
I'm gifted magnets all the time. Somebody
Yeah.
gifted me this. They made it themselves.
Wow.
Yeah. So
So how are you clearing it with the magnets?
so what I'm doing is this is the part that I learned from Dr. Bradley Nelson, the Mormon one I told you about, the Mormon chiropractor, actually super holistic and amazing. He actually wrote a book called The Emotion Code. And this is the governing meridian. It starts on your forehead and it goes all the way down to the base of your spine. And you just take the magnet and you run it through with the intention. Now what's happening, and it's happening now, so for everybody listening right now is also receiving from me and from you a healing frequency. You, because it's an innate thing you do anyway. Like you're so easy to talk to. For me, I ask Divine Mother always, for whatever I can't say, I don't have the ability to say, to send that frequency out to whoever's listening. And she's doing that now. And so in my sessions, that's always happening no matter what. Yeah. We love you, audience. That's always happening anyway in all my sessions. But if I was just sitting there for an hour, imagine you paid this money and I'm just sitting there for an hour sending you this frequency, you'd be like, what the heck, you know?
And you didn't
so
talk?
I think people need something. And so I think it's helpful for me to be like, hey, you're broadcasting this, let me clear it. And it helps. So I like to combine the two, where it's like my own innate abilities with emotional healing, not just emotional, like mental broadcasts, like you were putting out, sometimes full on misalignments.
So it just comes to you, and then you're using the magnets and circling it over your head, and that is clearing it. You are channeling that person.
Yeah. So that's such an interesting point too, because there's a lot of practitioners who they'll, like the curandera in Mexico, you lay down and she's putting the magnets on you. I prefer to be in my sanctuary, work with people on Zoom, wherever they are, and I'm the conduit. So even if I'm on stage, I was at Mind Valley this weekend as you were, and I was doing a healing for people in the audience. And when they would come up, I'm still doing it on myself for them. So before anybody's even started with me, there's a whole 30 minutes I'm doing before the session where I'm totally becoming a vessel, a clear vessel, forgetting my story, forgetting my history, and clearing. And that just reminds me again how we're all connected. Like, we can say we're all one, but when you really get it and it clicks, not logically, experientially, it's like, oh my God, we're all one. Whoa. Like I can clear it from me for you. So when people are like, thank you so much, you changed my life, I'm like, thank you, because that needed to be cleared from the collective.
And so are you opening yourself up to channel that person? What does that process look like?
The difficult thing, I don't know, because I haven't been trained in this part. I don't know. I'm just self-taught in this part, where I am very empathetic toward other people. I pick up everything. I feel everything. At my
so that's your clairsentience, yeah.
Oh, is that clairsentience?
Clairsentience is to feel, claircognizant is to know, clairaudient is to hear, clairvoyant is to see.
Can you be two of them?
Of course, yeah.
Maybe I'm claircognizant and clairsentient?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's kind of like the doshas where you're all of them, but you're primarily one, yeah. So I, even yesterday after I saw you, and you were, I don't know if you remember, before the gala, and I saw you, go home and change, right? I didn't even get into my Uber till 45 minutes later because I was with this cat that just needed me to sit there and be with it. And so not just people, I feel everything, right? And so I'm like, this is what it needs. I'm going to give it to it till it's ready. And the part about the channeling, when I first started, I would, after every Zoom call almost, run to the bathroom and throw up, especially if the person had really dark, deep things, like they had been molested or something really deep. And they wouldn't tell me, I would tell them, I'd be like, I don't know if you know what this is. It's from age 10. It's probably nothing. They're like, I know exactly what that is. And they would tell me. And I would literally hang up the Zoom and I'd run to the bathroom and just start barfing. And it took me about 3 months to stop doing that, because I had to learn. So now I'm clearing. I cleared for you the other day, but I'm not taking it on. I'm like, this is yours. I'm going to clear it. It's not mine. I don't need to take it on for you. And you also don't need to hold on to it anymore. We're just going to clear it so that nobody has to have this. So somebody could be telling me the deepest, darkest thing. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, let's clear that. Let's clear it. And I'm not feeling at all that, oh my God, I need to, no, I'm not feeling that pull anymore. I'm totally blasé.
It reminds me of when I started spiritual coaching and I would take on their problems. I would think about it before sleep. It became my own. And as I went further along, people now tell me the craziest shit. And I'm just so, first of all, so grounded in knowing the resilience of humans and that we are able to overcome anything that before I'd be like, oh my God, you went through that thing. And it was and I would tell my friend or my mom, I can't believe it. And now I'm because I've been through some shit, I'm just oh wow, spirit really assigned you a big one on that one. I'm so excited to see what's on the other side for you, and then it's interesting. And I'm sure you've heard this too. A lot of women come to me who have been through heartbreak, and it's almost they can feel in my field and they tell me these really sad stories, cheated on this, that. And rather than maybe old me would be oh my God, I'm so sorry you went through that and this, I'm just your sexiest days are yet to come, and it's fully knowing that because I went through it, and it's I think then we put out the broadcast of I've been through this obstacle and I'm on the other side. So people who are just starting that obstacle can feel that. They don't even know why they're sharing it with you because you're the perfect person who's on the other side to be I'm not going to get entangled in your shit because I see you at your highest light. I'm going to tell you it's a journey. I'm going to tell you it's probably going to take longer than you think, but at the same time, you're going to become a version of you that you even just last night, this girl was sharing with me, she was engaged, infidelity, and the relationship just ended 2 weeks ago. And I was remembering, 2+ years ago when I was in Dubai, 2 weeks after that happened in my own life. And just feeling so much empathy where she's at right now. Just the trauma brain where you're disassociated, you wake up and you're is this even my reality? And, And just feeling that. But then also the part of her that's like, I don't even want to be sad about it because he's not worth my time, of like, oh girl, like this is going to be a journey. You're going to be sad for quite some time, and use this as fuel, And I just spoke life into her, and she was just like, I don't even tell this to people, but something just told me to tell you. And it's like that, it's that energetic broadcast of, we can almost feel like, where can I be held in this?
There's two things you said that I need to jump on, because oh my God, there's so much depth there that I hope people rewind that and listen again. The first thing is that we attract those people, those clients that we also not just have been through, but that we need to work on. I used to clear worthlessness. Like every single person who came to me had worthlessness and shame. When I worked it through myself, I haven't cleared worthlessness and shame in years. Years. It doesn't come up. It's like it's done, right? But there's times where I'll literally, like I've joked about it before, I'm like, this week, every single person has been a lesbian who hates her mom. Like, it's literally like I'll get these themes, or like somebody who has a pineal gland misalignment. Like every single person this week. There's even been times where somebody, like they're in Australia, they got the time difference wrong, they missed it. I'm like, I'm sorry, my next available is in a month, but I'll reschedule you, right? And they're like, no. And I'm like, I'm sorry, divine timing. Everyone that week will have the exact same thing that person needed to work on. It'll be like a theme.
Because it's like a field, because then you get deeper and deeper into it by working with all these different people, and then you're bouncing upon their different experiences, and it's like adding, and then something you gain from that person goes to the next.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're healing each other.
And it's being healed from the collective. It's like, oh, that's what needs to like be cleared from the collective now.
Yeah.
And
so are you getting a lot of relationship ones recently?
I haven't been, actually, no.
Okay, interesting.
No. But a lot of like women wanting to have babies lately. That's a huge one. So maybe that like kind of correlates.
Yeah.
There was something else that you said. There was like two things I wanted to jump on. I forgot the next one, but it was really deep what you said.
It'll come through. I want to tie in how then you brought that rejection thing. My first thing, honestly, it resonated. I didn't have any ego around it, Yeah. And of course, like I'm shiny, sparkly, and beautiful. Like who would want to reject me?
Exactly.
But I knew what you meant, because I realized just when I got home that night that I had told God, I had told the universe, if someone is not right for me, if someone is not my sacred union partner, please remove them out of my life, because I won't have the strength to do it myself. So I literally told God, like, if it's not going to be true love with this person, just like have them ghost me.
Yeah.
Have them just not even try, because I don't want to have to take the responsibility to do it myself, because I love to love, you know?
Yeah.
And so then I would meet these people that I knew I wasn't going to be in a relationship with, but I'm like, okay, whatever, like maybe we can date, like you, and then they wouldn't want to pursue it further. And I'm like, what? Like, huh? And then I knew, oh, it's because I cast that spell upon myself, And then so actually I decided to retell God, thank you for that. I needed that energetic protection for that time period, because I could have gotten into toxic relationships or something had I been given free reign. So my spirit guides were definitely protecting on the other side of like, hey girl, like we'll introduce you to him so you know that this archetype exists, but we're not going to let you go even further. We'll let you play, but just that's it. And now I'm like, I have enough discernment with myself that I can end it. I don't need you to do it, like, because then I keep repeating this. Then I get into this like, oh, they rejected me, so that's why I didn't work thing, rather than like, oh, they're not the right fit for what I'm looking for, which is actually a more empowering story.
Yeah.
So now I've rewritten that. I haven't met anyone since, but I'll be sure to reject them before they reject me.
We need to do a little more clearing. I would love that. But you know what? Maybe they're watching right now.
I doubt it. I only have girls and gays here.
But it's really important what you said too, of like, sometimes we need to create these blocks to protect ourselves. I'll tell people sometimes, like, they'll have the broadcast, like, get away from me or leave me alone. And I'm like, you know what? Like, you were doing that towards your ex when you really needed them to leave you alone, when you were going through that divorce, and you were putting that broadcast, get away from me or lie to me. I see a lot with people who, when they know they're being cheated on and they're broadcasting out lie to me because they want to protect their emotions. So like, it served you for a little bit, but we don't want that to keep running. We need to clear that broadcast. It just got stuck.
I definitely used to have the lie to me one.
Lie to me.
Because looking back on it, of course, did I consciously know that he was cheating? Not at all. There weren't any signs, but I didn't know. So there had to be some sort of agreement. And I've done a lot of, I'm like, how did I not know? What was I missing this? And what I realized was like, I wasn't meant to know until I was ready to create my new life. So I actually kind of needed to still live in the fantasy, to still live in the deception until I was at this place that I could fully leave the marriage, be on my own, support myself, and create my own life. And then once I was energetically there, then all of the truth could come out, because then because it would have sucked if I was like reliant on this
and you
person.
couldn't stand on your own.
And then I'm like, oh shit, now he's lying to me and now I have to stay. And now I have to take on, and some women know their partners are cheating and they have to stay, Whereas for me, the moment I found out, I was able to leave. So it took longer to find out because I needed to be at that place.
Yeah. That's so true and so powerful. Yeah.
It's crazy how our souls like create these things.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I wonder, I'm like, if this wasn't going to work out, why'd you even introduce us?
Karma, right?
Yeah.
Karma.
We could have just not met.
Karma.
If you've recently gone through a dark night of the soul, those on your knees moments where it feels like life is over, well, I have made the ultimate anthem for you, and it is called Sexy Dark Night of the Soul. So I wrote this song, I produced the beat, and I wrapped it all in one flow based on the healing work I did after my divorce. You're actually hearing the song right now in the background. And it's a reminder to you that those moments where you feel like life is over, your new life is just beginning. This is the anthem for you, turning your pain into your purpose and not being afraid of your shadows, but realizing they make you even sexier. So I am so excited to share this song and music video for you. The video is me literally riding a motorcycle, embodying my full Kalima, liberated, feminine, dark goddess energy, and I can't wait to share it with you. So head over to the show notes. You can watch the video on YouTube. Please leave a comment on YouTube. That really, really helps it reach more people so we can have more high conscious music with great lyrics and dope beats circling the planet. You can also check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music, and find those links in the show notes. I can't wait to see you in your sexy dark night of the soul.
Had a ball, I got 99 problems and I connected them all. What a call, I got 99 problems, but you'll never see me fall. That is all.
How come our parents didn't have to clear this much freaking karma?
No,
but then they're
what
living
do you
in
mean?
it.
Are you kidding me? It's so sad.
It.
It's worse for them because they're going to have to keep coming back.
I know.
But we're doing it. So my favorite thing to clear, I had people cry for this. It didn't come up for you, I don't think. Maybe it did. And did we clear any inherited stuff?
No.
Do you remember? A lot of times I'll be like, you have inherited rejection from your mom. And they'll be like, my dad left my mom when she was still pregnant with me, or whatever it is. Or it can be a rejection that it can go back 7 generations. And so just like junk DNA, they call it, right? But like just like we inherit our, like you never met your great grandmother, but her nose is on your face, right? Mm-hmm. Like so is the betrayal she felt. Because what happens is they go, I was betrayed. I want to make sure my ancestors always know what this betrayal is so that they're ready for it. It's survival, right? So I'm going to send them this feeling of betrayal, so that they know they're gonna take on my betrayal too, or so that we can burn it for them. Like they want us to take on their karma. So when I was one of my favorite things to clear is when I'm like betrayal from your mother, and then when I clear it from you, it's cleared from them automatically, and from any offspring you might ever have, from your siblings. We're just clearing it from the line.
So let's say someone in their lineage has had, men walking out on the woman being single moms.
Yep.
So they bring that to their consciousness and then use a magnet over their head and it's gone. Like what do they do?
If they consciously know what it is and they can really, especially if they can like feel it and they know for sure what it is. Like I'm angry right now, right? And they know it. Yes, they can take a magnet or even the magnetic energy that we all have in our hands. So African shamans will use, at least the ones I spoke to, will use the magnetic energy in their hands, and you can just sit there and as you just imagine it going away, right? But again, like you have to know for sure what it is. I have clients who come to me and they're like, I'm depressed, and depression won't come up once in the session. Like, no, you're frustrated, you're angry, and you are, and you have an allergy to the idea of being like your mother, and then I'll clear that too. So I'm like, you're calling that depression, but this is what it actually is. Mm-hmm. So that's why I say it's like good to go to somebody who can identify it, laser focus. But if you know, and you're like, this is anger right now, I'm angry. In that moment, I set the intention to clear this anger and just see it and swipe. For people who are not watching, swipe your hand or a magnet over from your brow to like the back of your neck.
Another thing that was really helpful for me when I was clearing a lot after my divorce was like making sounds. So like making sounds of like where I felt it. And sometimes it would be just these weird, like even disgusting sounds. I'd be like, and it was like disgust.
It's so good that you do that.
Purging out of my body, you know, or getting into the car is the best place to be angry, guys. Like get into, because then you could be loud and I would just like scream or cry and just like letting it out. And sometimes I would hit these like notes.
Yeah.
That I'm like, it would be this weird like, and I would like find this specific frequency and like make the sound. Sometimes like, I don't even like this sound, but it felt like I needed to come out of me. And I really feel I was like retuning my body.
That's exactly what you were doing. And I don't, this is, by the way, I have not studied any of this. I just know it.
Yes.
Because I've been in the deepest meditations where all of a sudden I'm going, and I don't know what's happening. I'm just like, Frank, don't stop it. Just let it happen. And the biggest thing is get out of your head. Don't even question, why am I doing this? Does this sound stupid? Is anyone listening? Just keep doing it. Something is being...
Even movements.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I would like make a circle movement with my neck or like some kind of like undulation or something. I remember the first time I ever took mushrooms when I was 23, like my spine was just like undulating like Kundalini energy. And it was like, and I was like, this is so weird, but it like wouldn't stop. And it was like just this energy moving through me. And I do a lot of breath work now. And in the breath work, I will like be like holding and pulsing. And for me, I do a lot of like pulsing in my yoni and like moving that Kundalini energy. And I will like literally feel these like ripples coming through me that at first I'm like, oh, this is like weird, or like where is this going or something. And now I just know it's just energy moving through me. Yeah. I have no need to label it.
With like the yoni, like or even just like your what is it, like your
perineum,
your rectum though, your perineum. Like when you're
so
pulsing,
powerful,
do you notice yourself doing that sometimes, like out of nowhere, not consciously?
Yes.
In my sessions, I don't know what's happening, but sometimes when I'm clearing things, it just starts pulsating.
It's our root chakra. And it's so important to connect to that because we're so disconnected from our seat, our powerhouse. You know, that is why yoni and anal steaming was always part of ancient cultures, like Chinese emperors, you know, indigenous culture in Guatemala and all over the place. They were like, that is their spiritual center, you know, whereas we are so afraid of like shadow sexuality in our culture that like, you know, people do meditations it's all third eye. And so I'm like, true. You're like missing 50%.
Especially knowing that, but if you just go straight into the crown and the third eye and all that, before you've addressed the roots
it's not even
of everything,
doing anything.
It's not doing anything.
That's why I don't do, I mean, there's a lot of big teachers of meditations all about pineal gland. I don't do those meditations because I'm like, you can't, if I haven't opened up the root, how do I go into my pineal gland?
Yeah, I mean, you probably at this point, I think you could.
But it's like, but also like, why? Like, it just feels like it's this like fear.
But with those pineal also, like because I'm so
I think
careful.
we're afraid of our sexual power, you know, and that's why, because look, there's so much distortion. Like most distortion and traumas are around sexuality.
Honestly, not 90, it's not huge. 70% of the clients I see, the first thing, root and sacral misalignments.
Yeah.
But you know, like what's really cool about it too is I don't just go, oh, your sacral is misaligned. Your sacral is misaligned, here are all the underlying reasons. And we clear each one by one. From terror, from physical trauma, it's wild, the things that happen.
Okay, so you mentioned to me something that like, which I still don't remember. It's like I like fell or had some sort of collision.
Yeah, there was a physical trauma, right?
Yeah, when I was like 3 years old from like my brother.
From your brother.
Which makes sense. Like he was always very aggressive and stuff. And he was 2. He was a year younger than me, but I'm sure he's like punched me a million times when I was 3. So it's like, how are you picking up on that?
Subconscious.
Do you feel it?
I feel it. I just immediately know. So I don't know how to explain that part. Like anyone can muscle test and do this. Like even if you learn like Bradley Nelson's work, right? He'll like tell you how to identify certain things like you can ask questions. You can say, is this like a physical thing? Oh, it is. Is it energetic? No, it goes weak. It's physical. Okay, is it a physical trauma? Oh, it is a physical trauma. You're asking, right?
So just try a bunch of different options. Is it physical? Is it emotional?
Like keep going down that rabbit hole. That's why I muscle test everything. I'm like, should I get the orange juice? No. Pomegranate juice? Okay, like I'll literally do that at the grocery store. Like I'm like, what does my body want right now? And every moment I'm muscle testing everything. You know, so then at physical trauma, but then from the step further part is that the claircognizant part is where I'm like, oh, that's her brother. Then I'll ask, like, do you have a brother? You know? So there was somebody on stage at Mind Valley, and I was like, she was really shy Indian woman and didn't even want to say, it made me look bad where I was like, come on, you know? Like from now on, I learned I'm going to look for the energetic ones and the non-shy, because she was like, I told her that she had this thing, her nervous system was misaligned. I said, look, there's too much here. I can't do it on stage because The audience is going to get bored. This is like a 30-minute thing, but I'll clear the biggest thing misaligning your sympathetic nervous system. And it was something, I can't remember what it was now. And I said, this is related to one of your siblings. It's not your parents. And I didn't know. I don't know this woman. And I said, you have siblings, right? Because she just was radio silent. I said, you have siblings? She goes, yeah. I said, okay, I'm letting you know. It's your siblings. And then I cleared it. And then backstage, she comes up to me. She comes like going backstage after I leave. She goes, I know exactly what that was. And I'm like, why did you say on stage, you know? But yeah, so I don't know how I know. I just know. But the other part is like easy. Anyone can do muscle testing. And then I just immediately know. I'm like, remember I was like, that's your dad. That's your brother. That part I just know.
Do you feel like masculine on the right side, feminine on the left side?
I do, but not in my clearings. But yeah, like I do pranayam every day. And I literally imagine when I'm doing the left inhale and exhale that it's Parvati breathing. When I switch it, I'm like, Shiva is breathing now. You know, because my whole goal and everything that I do, it's only been like 6 months now where it just came to me in a meditation out of nowhere, is to make this body that we call Firas, that we call Frank, to just be the vessel. I always tell Shiva and Parvati. So for people who don't know, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, I say, let this be your sanctuary. When you need to just get away from the universe, you want a little hideout, let it be here. This is your hideout. This is your safe place. My whole job is just to make this a vessel that's welcoming for you.
I also am a channel and embody, and I want to embody the person listening to this podcast, like the highest self podcast listener, who they are. It's because it's an energetic field. People who vibrate with my consciousness, it's like it's kind of like a soul clan that we're spiritual and fun and deep and sexy all at the same time. So I'm going to embody them, and I would like you to do a healing on the people listening right now.
Ooh, I love this because I've never done this, and I've been wanting to.
It just came through to do. I was like, screw me. We need the collective.
Thank you, because I've actually been wanting to do this in a live audience, and I never remember to do it.
Okay.
So let me find the collective wound for all of your listeners. The collective wound, the one that everybody shares. Okay, can we do this? Okay, so this body person sets the intention for enlightened consciousness to flow through, to experience the purity of my own consciousness, and to embody the consciousness of all of Sahara Rose and her viewers. I am content to be wherever spirit wishes, knowing he goes there with me. I don't need to orchestrate what I say or what to do because spirit will direct me. Okay, is there anything I can clear for the collective here? Okay, it's energetic, it's post-traumatic, it's offensive. Ooh, okay.
Right. And I'm feeling the chakra of where the issues are, so I'm really embodying
this. Is so interesting because you brought this up in our conversation. Whew, this is so deep. I actually, on a logical level, didn't agree with you. And now I'm realizing you were right.
What?
The first thing that came up is that there's an entity that's attached. And you told me when we talked about the masculine and the feminine being wounded, you were like, I think it's an entity causing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we need to know anything about this entity? No, can we clear this entity? We can clear this entity from every single person that it's affecting here. So this body person sets the intention for enlightened consciousness to flow through, for us all to experience the purity of our own consciousness, to cast out any expression of consciousness that's not fully our own, whether it's hidden, cloaked, invisible, or exposed, so that we can experience the purity of our own consciousness. Infinite light, please assist us in casting out this consciousness. Thank you. Was that entity cleared from everybody? Okay, is there anything else that we should clear for the collective? Okay, so that entity was cleared from everybody. It's the next thing, energetic.
I felt so much pain in my third eye when I first started. I was like, oh my God, I don't know how long I can hold this. And I just felt a release.
Did you feel also, let me know if you feel this, there's a curse that I'm clearing now. I don't know what this curse was. It's telling me we don't need to know. We just need to clear this curse. This is not at all what I thought.
My claircognizance said it's related to expression, which wound, fear of sharing your voice.
Is this accurate? Yep, that's exactly what it is. Is there more here? This is because you're a channeler. Okay, good. Let's clear the biggest thing affecting everybody right now. But I want it to be something not offensive. Can it be post-traumatic, offensive, mental? So will to, no will to. Ooh, good, okay. It's in column A, it's in column B, it's in order, it's in row 1. No will to support others, no will to support others, no will to respect others, no will to trust others. Do we need to know more? Can we clear this? The next biggest thing is no will to trust others. Can we clear this? Yeah. Wow. Do you want to describe what's happening with you?
There's like so much just like my hands just need to like shake off, and it's like all this control, like so much control. Oh my God, my neck just cracked like crazy.
I want to keep doing more. I thought I was done, but I want to do more. Energetic, post-traumatic, offensive, mental.
Yeah, it's like this massive need to control.
Allergy and tolerance, because this feels so good right now. There's an allergy, but it's an allergy to the idea of something. It's in column A, it's in column B.
Greatness.
It's in row 1.
Standing out. Being cast out. Now I want to cry.
Ideology to the idea of being the victim, being the survivor. Ooh, allergic to the idea of being the survivor of something. Can I clear? Like not wanting to be called a survivor. Like, oh, I survived that. We're clearing that now. Yeah, I can feel it too. It's pulsating like we talked about. Is there more here? It's energetic, it's post-traumatic, it's mental. We're going to clear the biggest thing left. It's a will to. No, will to. Okay, good. It's in column A. It's in column B. It's in Nodaro. It's in row 1. This is such a beautiful thing to do for your viewers. No will to support others. No will to respect others. No will to trust others. No will to respect others. Do we need to know more? Can we clear this? This is for the collective. No will to respect others. That's been coming through a lot in Dubai.
I feel this like sadness around like not feeling seen by my dad. Like everyone's dad's not seeing them.
Did we clear this? Good. And you know your viewers better than anybody because they come to you. Did we clear all of this from everybody?
Just the little girl not feeling seen for her gifts and her empathy and her sensitivity.
Was that cleared in this? Yeah, that was cleared in part of what we cleared. Yeah. Yeah. I hope everybody could feel that. It was so powerful. My perineum was like pulsing the whole time while you were like taking jewelry off. I told you this. It was this like European man, big, strong guy, like at the Mind Valley thing, who came up to me backstage and was like, I couldn't even hold my phone up videoing you because there was so much energy in my hands.
Yeah, I definitely felt, so like for me, it started at first when I tuned in, like to connect for people, like what was I doing? I visualized a lot of faces of people I've met who listen to this podcast. Like lots of people I met this week and people in general, like their faces, their consciousness, conversations to like get into that frequency and like kind of feeling the pattern of all of these people and like the consciousness of all of these people. And then I was also just like declaring like the highest self podcast listener, the person who continues to tune in, the person who's listening to this right now, and really just declaring that and even just repeating that the highest self podcast listener, allow me to be a vessel and that I can hold it, you know? And then it was like this massive pain in my third eye. And I was just like, oh God, like this is a lot to hold. And then you did the first one and it started to clear. And then,
as I cleared it, you could feel it clear?
Yeah, I could feel that. And I was just like, oh, thank God. Cause I was like, to me, the third eye one, and I don't know for the person listening, it was like a lot around like confusion, like different thoughts and different ideas and what to do. I need to figure it out. What do I do? And then it was like a lot around, like I can even feel like mucus building up. I feel like I'm gonna have to like clear even that. But a lot around my throat, around expression, which I already know is a big thing. I'm feeling a lot of people's hearts right now as I'm speaking of like questioning, like, is she real? Like, I feel it. Is this real? Am I imagining this? Like,
I want to know if they're feeling it.
Yeah,
they should comment and let you know too.
If like as I just described it, because that was the first time I felt my heart, but I was feeling the throat. And then, oh my God, my hands just wanted to shake in my jewelry. But then even the jewelry felt like I was imagining like Jasmine in Jafar's cave where she had like the chains on her. And I felt like chained. I even felt like these were just chains and shackles of like my own control of my own life. And so just feeling like shackled by my life and like knowing I'm capable of more, but not knowing what to do. So that's why I was like, I need to like just strip everything. And then like even just like letting all this like stuckness in my body, which I was feeling a lot in my neck and shoulders, like just moving that stuckness out of my body. And even just like, I know this probably looks really freaking weird and someone's going to make a compilation and be like, she's a fucking witch, whatever. But I also felt like my body wanted to give you permission of letting it be weird. Like letting it not be pretty, letting it look like whatever it is, you know? Cause it's like, I think it's like we want to meditate and we want it to be peaceful. And it's like
love and light. No, go into the shadow work.
Shit. Yeah. Oh my God. Like you catch yourself making sounds and doing things that you're like, what is happening? And look, it's not forever. Like I've found it's like periods of time where you're doing deep healing on that thing. And then you're kind of like out of it for a long time, but like letting it be strange, you know? And, and like even right now I'm feeling like openness in the solar plexus and permission. And the way that I have been able to tune into this for the people listening is I started to do a lot of prayers for people. So like I would ask people, what are you praying for? And I would like light candles and write down their prayers. And like, so I started to like embody people's energies in prayer. And then that sort of helped me start to like do candle magic, like burning a candle and then seeing the way that the candle.
By the way. I have somebody who does it for me.
Yeah.
It's so effective.
Exactly. So I would see the way that the candle wax would melt and I would take a picture and like ask them like, what do you see? And And then I would start to clear things. So I just started doing clearings and like using my body as a vessel to clear for people. But it does take, it's like, look, any muscle, right? Like it, just like you were vomiting at the beginning, it takes time and space, but it's really cool because then it's like, we can all heal each other.
Yeah,
you know, we
exactly.
can all be these like, that's what family
And there are no
constellations
others, by the way.
is.
Well, I need to know my bad. God, okay, I'm going to look this up.
Family constellations?
It has come to me 3 times this week.
They have it here in Dubai. Like they have it all over, but you basically embody different members of the person's family. So like I might be your mother, your father, and then I start channeling as if it's that person. You're seeing the full constellation of the dynamics of the family play out.
Are you serious?
And it's so accurate. And it just shows there's a quantum field that we're all connecting to because it's like, I know nothing about your family. And all of a sudden,
And you do this?
anyone can do it. It's
Right,
like
but you have to be trained, right?
when you show up in the family constellation and you're like assigned to play a role, it starts coming through.
Oh, so it's people
like
playing roles.
People playing roles. So it'll be like 8 people playing all the members of your family, and you can play members of people's families. So go to, if you like look up online, meetup.com, whatever, family constellations, you can join in on people's.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to say too, because this is new for me. I'm learning, like I'm so in awe of you because I'm learning something about what you just said. I didn't know, because as I'm clearing, I'm just clearing, right? Even when I'm working with people, yeah, let it out.
Sorry.
Even when I'm learning from you. Even when I work with people, I'm like, don't tell me the story. Because I'm like this efficient healer where I'm like, because they'll start telling me, oh, that was when I'm like, I don't care. Like, you know, I'm like, let's just keep clearing.
That's your divine
masculine. You have an hour
yeah.
with me. Yeah. I'm like, you have an hour with me. Do you want to sit here and explain to me what each one of these was? Or should we just clear as much as we can? And I'll send you a recap and you look at it later with your therapist, you know? But as I heard you explaining it, I'm like, whoa, that's so deep. Like, because I'm thinking no will to trust others. What was the other one? No.
Survivor, not wanting to be the survivor.
Allergic to the idea of being a survivor, not willing to respect others. How many women, because I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Your audience is probably primarily women and probably young, like your age. How many of them have felt like, not even just disrespected, but they lost respect for the masculine in their life, where it's like, dude, you're not even a man, you're a man boy, you know? And then so there's now what? No will to respect others. What else? No will to trust others, because how many times have they been betrayed? I think that one came up twice. I'm not sure. But I cleared it internally twice. An allergy to the idea of being the survivor, because how many women have been a victim or whatever, but they're like, I'm not going to be a victim. I'm not, you know? And so when we were clearing that for them, I wasn't putting 2 and 2 together until you said it. So I really wonder if they would report back to you that they noticed a change in their life.
Okay. Comment
like
on YouTube. If you are watching this right now, comment on YouTube. Just tell us what you felt. Did you feel something? Give us like timestamps, because I want to actually like decode and like feel into like how this worked, because I do believe even like certain, and this person might be watching this video like years later, like it might be like 2027 right now, who knows? Yeah. But I find like different videos, content, books, everything finds us in the time that we're ready for it.
But I don't think I just asked while you were saying it. I asked it while you were saying it, which was crazy. We were both thinking at the same time. Yeah,
even in real time, it's healing.
It's happening in real time for anybody who has or will listen to your entire audience through space and time.
Right.
Right now, they just all receive that healing in January.
You're welcome. That'll be $3.99. Yeah, it is crazy. And look, and it's like, this is what I love about this kind of work is like, you don't need to know. And look, I'm such a story person. I'm like, tell me your story and this and that. And, you know, I remember I was working with this like a male coach, and I started going into, you know, my ex-husband, he cheated on me and I had no idea. And he was just like, are you done with the story now? I was just like, what?
Yeah.
You know, and there was something very empowering about that, of like, you don't need to keep retelling the story, you know, and flip it and reverse it. Like something, when you tell the story, it's like you notice new parts of it. Every time you tell the story, you know, so it's like there's a time and space.
There's a balance, right? Like I could lean more into that feminine and you can lean more into the masculine, so that there's that perfect balance. Yeah, for sure. There's actually, I remember now, leading into what I just said about like that audience, we could do, if you want, there's 2 exercises we can do. Which one should we do first, or should we just do one or the other, where one is like disconnecting from the story? 2 is a neuroscience technique of how to like go, but since there was not willing to be the survivor, right? Or not an allergy to the idea of being a survivor of something, to go back to a traumatic moment in your life, and I can help reframe that.
Whatever you think.
Okay, let's do both. Okay. So I would like to start with the stories. So we're just gonna do a quick little meditation. This will lead into the next one. So if everybody can just get comfortable, and if you're comfortable and in a safe place, close your eyes. If you're not, just gaze down at the floor or do it with open eyes. Just breathe regularly first, breathe regularly. And say in your mind, I am aware of my hands. And notice how your awareness goes to your hands. I am aware of my forehead. I am aware of my breath. And as you're saying this, your awareness is going there. Notice that. And now say to yourself, I am, and your name. So I would say, I am Frank Elaridi. I am Sahara Rose. You say your name. And think of all the things associated with that name, all of the stories, all of the roles you play, the personality, everything that comes with the identity of that name. Just think about that for a second. Feel it. All the roles you're playing every day. And now take your name out of it and just say, I am. Breathe in I. Exhale M. Soham. I am Soham. Without the responsibility, without the name, without the roles that you play, just I am. And here, anchor in what you want that I am to be. So I am enough. I am abundant. I am not a survivor. I am powerful. I am that I am, whatever you want it to be. Anchor that in now. And then taking a deep breath, anchoring that in deep, deep, deep. Hold it at the top. Squeeze your sitting muscles if you can. Squeeze, squeeze, and then let it out powerfully. Breathe in one more. Hold and exhale it out. Last time, breathe in deep. Hold and out. Good. Okay, we're going to go straight into the next exercise, yeah? Okay, so the next one is, I want you to think about a traumatic moment because you are not the survivor. You have an allergy to being the survivor as a listener of this show. So think about a really traumatic thing that has happened in your life.
I'm not gonna give up.
Copyright.
Don't sue us, Beyonce.
I do love whenever I'm like in my FU to somebody who did something, I'm like, you thought that I would like, what is it?
Thought that I would breathe without you. I'm inhaling.
Oh, and I feel for you. What's really strong is you thought it'd be over by now, but it won't stop.
Thought that I would self-destruct, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
I was in Egypt on the Nile like days after my divorce. And my friend's like, let's play some music. We put that on. We did like a whole music video to it on the Nile. It was
good. I need to look at that
iconic, to say the least. Did it
So
in
hopefully
style.
that little sidebar gave people a moment to think about what like traumatic moment they want to work on.
Back to trauma.
I like the masculine, bring it back. And then, okay, so think about that moment, right? It could be the divorce, it could be whatever that thing that made you feel like you had to be a survivor. And I want you to imagine that you're actually watching it, and you're watching it from a movie theater, and you're sitting in the front row, and it's like playing really big on the screen. And now, just watch it, just watch the movie. And then now I want you to watch it from the projector, so like from the projector room. And you're seeing yourself in the front row from the projection room. You're seeing yourself in the front row watching this movie on the screen. Watch that scene. And let it play out. Scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. Scene 5 is the climax. It's like the worst of it. 6 and 7 is pretty big too. And then 8, 9, and 10, those are like the aftermath of this thing that you experience, like the days after, the weeks after. And now notice that it's actually getting smaller. The screen is getting smaller. So it's still playing. It's still playing on a loop, but it's like a reel that just keeps playing, an Instagram reel. But it's getting smaller and smaller. And now it's actually black and white. And you're watching yourself again from the projection room. You're seeing yourself watch this movie. And it's getting smaller. It's actually lost the sound now. And it's just a dot now. Okay, it's just a dot. And when I clap my hands or snap my fingers, it's going to completely disappear. Just completely gone. It's a blank screen. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Yeah. Just like diminishing its power, because people play these things sometimes like memories. I clear memories too. Sometimes I'm like, and I never try to find out. Actually, I can't. I've never been able to know what the memory is. Sometimes they know, but there's a lot of stuck memories that people have where they just replay it over and over. But we have thousands and thousands of memories like a week, right? So I never try to find out what it was. It's like, you have this memory from age 27. I don't know what it was, but we're just going to clear it. So that just helps with whatever this memory that people are holding on to. That's like the survivor memory. We're just going to make it smaller, weaker.
Yeah, and it just shows that like when we create more spaciousness from that thing, it has less of a hold of us. You know, when that thing is fresh, it's almost like every conversation we have, we want to bring it up.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, then you go home and you start thinking about it again, and it's like, it's constant with you, you know, and then like there's more time and more spaciousness and like more things come into life, and like there's like more things added to the plate and the array, and then that thing starts to like crowd out. And then like, look, it's always there, right? It's always a scar. But it's like, it has less of this like, it has eventually zero emotional hold on you.
That's the thing that I'm clearing. It's not the memory, right? It's just the charge.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, this thing that happened. And then it's interesting because when you've really cleared the charge, it's like almost like, wow, like that happened. And it's almost like this, like you're in like disbelief of like, I went through that. I can't even imagine that, you know? Yeah. Like it feels so far apart from who I am now. It's almost like you remember the memory of it more than the actual thing.
And if there's like a person involved, you start feeling bad for them too. Like, oh, that poor person, like didn't know what they were doing. Yeah. You know?
And also so much gratitude for it happening, because you're like, oh my gosh, it gave me so much empathy. It gave me so much nuance. It gave me so much aliveness. It gave me grit. It gave me everything, you know? Like sometimes I meet people, I'm like, oh, you haven't been through a dark night of the soul. Like, damn, that sucks. Yeah. You know? And I'm like, it's coming. But it's like there, you can just feel it. Like someone that's been through something challenging, there's this radiance they have.
For sure.
A radiance.
Especially if they've addressed it. Like you're working it. Some people are numbing it.
Exactly.
You know, but when you've gone through it, like you see, I know you've like worked with plant medicine, people who are doing any kind of plant medicine and they're like crying. And you see them the next day and you're like, are you okay? And they're like, I feel amazing. Like, you know, but when you saw the night before, like they're throwing up and screaming and hollering, you're like, God, are they okay? And they like the next day they're radiant.
Soil, you know, it's like these even the word trauma, it's so charged, you know. And then I really don't like this like pop culture psychology of like, oh my God, you had trauma, so now your life is gonna suck and you're gonna have trauma brain and you're like a less than person. Who has it?
And all they do is they give you tools, not to like knock therapy, right? But a lot of therapists come to me because there's like, they're giving you tools of like, when you notice it, do this or do that, but they're not like clearing it.
Yeah, and like mitigate it and like, it's like, no, use it as fertilizer to become the version of you could have never become without that.
It's fuel for the fire. Yeah. 100%.
Exactly. It's like, how am I supposed to have, a fire? How am I supposed to have a garden? How am I supposed to have anything without the manure, without the muck? Like it needs to grow from something. So it's like whenever I'm given another hardship, I'm like, oh, universe wants me to plant even more roses.
Yeah, roses.
Roses.
I have become, in the last week, such a fan of yours. Like, I cannot wait to just binge your podcast. I'm seriously like so...
Well, then you're going to receive an energetic healing for free.com.
I wonder if it'll happen. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's so quantum.
I know, it's like you in the future getting healed by you in the past. But you know what?
So
even like this podcast called Highest Self, and I'm like, maybe our highest selves are just our future selves, like giving us little breadcrumbs.
That's so deep.
Looking out for us.
That's so deep.
You know, of like, hey, notice this red thread. Talk to this person. Take action on this thing. Because this is me on your highest timeline. I want to help you get there.
I wonder, and I would love that. I mean, it resonates. It feels right.
Because sometimes I go...
Oh, we can muscle test anything. It's that strong.
Yeah, because oftentimes I go back to my most traumatic memory, you know, and I'll tell her from my vantage point now, I know right now you're on your knees and you're crying and it feels like your world is just collapsed and over. And here, now we're living in Dubai. Now we're speaking on stage at Mind Valley. Now we're this, and none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for this moment right now. And I'm always speaking life into her.
You know, Marissa Peer had I did her Mind Valley thing when she was here. She's gonna be on my show too this week. And she would let us do an exercise where we talk to that kid and we say, you hold their hand and you walk them through your life now. And you're like, look, I bought that. You own this. Like, this is your place. You live here. And like, or whatever it is for you, that's so amazing, right? Like for me, I was like, look at those 4 Emmys. You won those. Those 4 Emmys on your mantle. I had a little Emmy on my vision board when I was like 10. I have 4 of them now. Yeah. You know, like all these things where I was like, that's you. Don't worry. Like, I know it's tough. I know you're like so uncomfortable in your body.
And you probably put on your vision board because the future version of you is like, ooh, I know the perfect thing for you to put on your vision board. That's actually going to happen.
You know, you like shiny goldy thing. Yeah. Like, yeah.
This was so beautiful. So where can listeners connect with you and book a session with you?
Yeah, thank you. So on frankelaridi.com is the website. There's like an emotional healing tab. That's the one for booking sessions. And then, I always love talking to people on Instagram too, Elaridi.
Well, we will have your Instagram and your link in the show notes. So guys, this was full throttle over here. I'm still clearing stuff. And it was just so amazing. This was a journey. So share this with your friends. Like if you want to also like, you'd be like, here's a free healing session. Listen to this podcast for real. Share this with your friends. Have a conversation after. What did you feel? What came up for you? Let's do clearings on each other. You know, if you're a coach, bring this into your work, you know, like this is how we take it further. It's so easy for us to listen to a podcast and be like, oh, that was cool. On to the next. And it's like, no, let's actually take a moment, pause, write down what you're thinking right now, integrate it, go deeper, not next, go deeper. If you just embody this for next month, I guarantee your life will transform more than reading every single Instagram post on your feed. So let's go deeper this month. So if you love this, leave a review on the iTunes store or leave a podcast, a YouTube comment. And as a free gift, I will send you my womb meditation. And this is a meditation you can do to connect to your sacred home of the divine feminine. So all you got to do is leave a review in the podcast app or on YouTube, take a screenshot and email it over to me at Sahara@IamSaharaRose.com. You can find that email and all of the links mentioned today in the show notes. Thank you so much for tuning in. It was such an honor to feel your energy. Thank you for allowing me. I also specify, I was like, for the people who are allowing it. So thank you, if that was you, for allowing me to be able to channel some of what you're moving through right now. And I'm so excited to hopefully have you on the podcast one day. So I'll see you in the next one.
So trust your intuition, trust your inner wisdom, trust your inner guidance. Close your eyes and listen. Surrender, let go. So trust your intuition, trust your inner wisdom, trust your inner guidance. Close your